Is that Maggie whining?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's please bring Maggie in.
Who put Maggie out?
I wasn't trying to. I was trying to get Honey out, and Maggie went out the most willingly that she's ever gone outside before. I was like, Honey, come out. And Maggie was like, I'll go. Watch how I go. I saw Honey's nose poking. I was like, Carrie's foot. Just no, stay out.
That's every time.
Yeah, Carrie didn't kick our dog. She just put her toes on her
That's
neck.
what I say every time, but people still say that I kick dogs. Listeners, do not clip
People say that I kick dogs. Do people say that
there
you
is
kick
this
dogs?
one. There is this one time. This is years ago, where I was staying at my godmother's house. Her dog, his name is Cooper. Hi, Cooper. Shout out. I was sleeping in a mattress on the floor. There weren't enough beds. And he wouldn't stay off the mattress. So I picked him up to move him, and he just latched onto my hand, would not let go. Whenever he let go, he bit me.
Oh, okay.
So whenever
he bit me.
Whenever he let go, I just pushed him with my leg. I didn't kick him, but I just pushed him.
Nudged him.
Yeah, nudged him with my foot.
I can't believe you kick dogs.
No, he was fine. I was the one that had to go to the bathroom and clean myself up. But after that, we were best buds. Every time I go to visit, he's like, "Oh, John." And I'm like, "What's up, Cooper?"
What's good, Coop? Hello, friends. My name is David White, and you're listening to the Mistconceptions podcast. The city of Maple Valley. Looking at it now, you wouldn't even know this city used to be run by gangs. The good people of this town used to go out every night with the expectation of meeting a grisly end. That was a long time ago, though. Most folks now think of Maple Valley as heaven on earth. It may have cleaned up a bit since then, but don't be fooled by its pretty cleaned up face. Maple Valley is still one hell of a place to live. People in this town still got secrets. They still got vices. And that's just what the sleepers, the people who can't really see the reality of the city, can see. They can't see the reincarnated god riding the monorail next to them, or the blood-sucking creature of the night that they cross paths with every day. That's all covered up by the mist. So yeah, Maple Valley's still got lots of secrets, some of them dangerous. And if you go pulling at that thread, you might not like what you find. So I guess my question to you is, do you really want to risk losing everything you know to learn what you don't? So nervous. I don't know how to start it.
I know. I'm scared. I'm not scared at all, but I don't know how to start it.
Cool. Where is my water? Baby. Does he see my water?
Water.
Yeah, it's behind the Sonic drink.
Water. I got it.
Oh my gosh! Now they're both up. We'll never get this done.
Let's have the podcast over here. I think we should do
Okay, moving mics to the kitchen.
Okay, David, don't put on your headphones yet.
Okay, thanks.
Or listeners.
Also, listeners, take your headphones off.
Do we not edit things out anymore?
Yes.
Yeah, we do in theory, but when we were listening back this morning, there were so many times that I was like, David, please edit this out. So and they were not edited out.
David, in your defense, she said, for the one I can remember, I can speak for all of them, but she said, You're free to edit this out if you want to.
Oh, thank
and
you.
you were free not to.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you didn't.
Yeah, that's not what I mean by that. I'm just trying to be nice.
Really, what you mean to say is edit this out.
Yeah. Or else.
I swear to Christ. I started Tales to Inspire with, as we open up this issue of Tales to Inspire, but I'm not doing that. That was the comic book thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to test them out?
As we open up this issue.
Okay. Nope.
No, strike it. Okay. Are we all ready? Oh yeah, let me set my timer.
1:30. Way to go, everybody. That was not
That
bad.
was so good. I just started. Tessa stopped us.
I'm so sorry, David. That's what I get.
I did I can't remember. It was like, all right, raise the curtains. And Tessa was like, hey guys. Actually, before this play starts.
I'm so sorry. I was just so proud of us.
Okay. Now it's 1:31.
Yeah, this is one of the quickest starts to an episode that we've had. The start time was at 1:00. It is now 1:32. We lost 2 minutes because of Tessa. But what was that?
Nothing. It was nothing, David. I hope
like
you have a great
fudge,
day.
Is that a window open? Okay. As this episode opens up, we see this city. It's settled in between these two mountains, a nice valley, the Pacific Northwest in springtime with blooms. There is a river kind of weaving its way through the city. We see bridges going across the river. We see this beautiful little scene with all this mist trailing down off the mountains into the valley, weaving its way in between the buildings. And I would like to open up a little bit of world building. Somebody at the table tell me, what is the most noticeable thing, like as you are coming into Maple Valley, what is the very first thing that would pop out at you?
I was thinking of like almost like a courthouse or like a clock tower kind of thing.
Okay. So there's a looming clock tower kind of in the middle of town, overlooking everything. Okay, so we see this clock tower. The camera kind of pans over the rooftops of these buildings. We see some quaint old style buildings. We see some kind of newer, updated, not necessarily skyscraper, but kind of modern century steel glass window buildings. We kind of go over all of these building tops, going towards this clock tower, right as the clock tower hits noon. And as it hits noon, there is this dolorous tone that rings out across this valley. And as it rings out, the waves of the ring carry us to our first location. So we are carried down to these old-style buildings. The paved streets are replaced with cobblestone walkways and old-style lanterns. And we come upon a quaint little bookstore. Kari, could you please describe the Kindled Nook to us?
So on the outside, it looks kind of like your normal shop. There is a window display with like some bright colors and not necessarily like Easter themed books, but like spring themed books, if you will. And then as you enter, the lights are kind of dim and there are bookshelves everywhere. There's kind of a corner in the back with some comfortable seating, a place to read. And then there's a spot kind of towards the middle with like, almost like you would think of like at a library with like a table with some lamps.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course at the front you have the till with the like cash register and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. And how crowded would you say the Kindled Nook is at noon on a weekday?
There's like one person in there right now.
Okay. So I think we see this one person kind of pittering around, like looking at some books and things. But she isn't able to find what she's looking for. and she comes over to the till, and I think there's like a little bell or something there, and she rings the bell. And who do we see respond to that bell?
So you see the bookstore owner. She comes like from the back of the store. She was like reshelving some books that people had taken out, that kind of thing. She's wearing like some cropped jeans and a Kelly green blouse, and her hair is just like tied up in a simple ponytail. Like makeup is very like neutral, and she comes over. Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, you can. I was looking for, well, you know, it's spring and Easter's coming up, and we always have a big to-do about Easter in Maple Valley. But did you have any sort of historical books about the Easter Bunny? Anything that I could look into?
I've got just the book for you. And she like scampers off to this particular historical section, and she pulls out the Encyclopedia of Easter.
Okay. And I guess you hand her that. We see the transaction. She says,
Thank you very much, Miss Ada. I'll be back soon.
and then she leaves with the Encyclopedia of Easter. And as she leaves, what do we see Ada doing as she goes about her store?
She's just like, she's tidying. Once it kind of feels like everything is kind of back in its place, she goes up to the front, and there's a chair behind the till, and she sits down and she picks up a book, and you see a title, Open to Suggestions.
Oh.
And the book, and we see her reading this book, Open to Suggestions. And I think we see, like you said, you went and sat up in the front. I think we see the big bay window like behind you with the spring sunlight streaming in behind you, like catching your hair in the sun as you're reading. And then we hear your own bell or your own clock ding. And as the clock dings, we go to our next location. So we come to this university. Maple Valley isn't the biggest city, is definitely the biggest in the area, but not a metropolis or anything like that. But this is a good-sized university. And we are whisked away through the marbled halls of learning, down through the history department, the English department, the language and literature department. And we come to where is kind of your office situated? I would assume, because of the subject matter of your studies, like it's kind of like shunted off. But
yeah,
where is it?
I'll say it's off, secluded in the corner of a building somewhere. Kind of dark, not a lot of people go by. Just in a corner of the university that's somewhat forgotten.
Okay. And we come up to this kind of secluded corner. There's one of the fluorescent lights hanging in the alleyways kind of flickering as we come up on it, giving it this kind of ominous, gloomy look. But we see a name printed in the little label next to the door. What name is on that label?
Professor Dante Nyx.
And then the camera kind of passes through like this little seam in the doorway where the door jamb and the door don't quite meet. It's an old building, foundation is shifted a little, but we go through this very narrow slit between the door and the door jamb. And what does this office look like?
It's dark. I'll say it has warm lighting, sort of this like amber hue to everything. There's bookshelves around, filled with weird looking books and manuscripts, and in the middle of the office, or the middle of the room, there's this desk, and Professor Nyx is writing some notes.
Okay, please describe Professor Nyx to us.
He is kind of pale, wears glasses, He's wearing dark clothing, maybe like a navy sweater with slacks and dress shoes. Nothing too fancy, but like looks professional. Oh, and he wears glasses.
Okay. As his clock is tolling noon in your office, do you have somewhere you need to be? Do you have a meeting? What do we see you do as your writing is interrupted, or is it interrupted?
So as the bell marks noon, Professor Nyx like sort of jumps up, looks at the clock in front of him in the wall, realizes that it's noon, and grabs his little messenger bag and starts running towards the classroom. So he's late for class.
Okay, and we see you run. How old is Professor Nyx?
I'll say Professor Nyx is sort of mid-40s, but like looks younger. I'll say he looks like about 10 to 15 years younger.
Okay, so is he a handsome looking 40 man?
Yeah, he's a good looking 40.
He's a good looking 40. Okay, so we see you kind of sprinting through the hallways, and I think we see like some other professors like walking back. I don't know why they are in robes, but they're in robes. And you run past them, and they like clutch their manuscripts to their chest and like, oh, that's Nyx, always in a rush. And then you get to that class that you're teaching. You fling open the door. What class is this?
He teaches classes about the occult. Okay. I don't know specifically which classes would be, but it'll be something dealing with that, with sects. I need to get better at saying that word. CECTS.
This class is full. I'm taking Sex 101 with a hot 40-year-old professor.
Yes, so it's the class is not packed. It's just people that are interested in that. It's this like weird history/humanities elective that a lot of people get. Yeah. What was the question again?
What class are you teaching?
Yeah. Just a class about the occult. Yeah.
Okay. Is your TA in this class? Are we going to meet them, or do we want to introduce them later?
Sure. Let's meet them.
Okay.
I don't know the name.
Yeah. So this name is coming to us from our beloved Jacob Collins, but he suggested the name Luca Costello. So you rush into class. You see your aide is there, Luca Costello. They are in all black. Their hair is very My Chemical Romance black, kind of slicked over.
The emo swoop.
The emo. Yeah. And they have like upside down cross earrings. And they have like a fishnet stocking on their hand. Just one of them. And I don't know, as you walk in, they like look up from their little desk that's over in the corner and says, "Oh, welcome to class, Professor."
Professor Nyx like rushes in, sort of catches his breath, says like, "Thank you, Luca. Did you bring the notes I asked you?" Oh, I guess we don't have to say this now, but I think we have like a club or something for like students.
Oh, an occult club?
Yeah. So I think we're getting ready for that later in the day.
Okay. Luca gets up, and they are very much a string bean. And they walk over and they put the, like, just like very daintily, but also kind of creepily, like just put the, like, lay like page by page this little bundle of papers on your desk. And we just hear it go as it lays down. And they say, "As you requested." And then they kind of like slink back to their corner. Yeah, and you have this group of students in the smattering of desks and chairs around, and I guess you begin your lecture.
Yes. He begins the lecture, welcomes the students in, and just starts going on a lecture about some weird occult thing.
Okay. And as you're going off about this weird occult thing, the camera no longer focuses on you. It kind of pans away as maybe you're writing something on the board or something like that. Your back is turned to the camera and starts to pan away from you. And where does it pan to?
It pans over to the door of the classroom as a 5'2", springy young woman opens the door, falls into a desk, and says, "Oh, sorry," and sits down, pulls out her journals, and is very like loud and gets settled, and then looks up, smiling.
Nyx, do you say anything to your late student?
Not really. I was also late. I just sort of nod and keep going with the class.
Mm-hmm. But we see Luca over in their corner, like take out the roll sheet and very grumpily like erase the bubble that they had already done, and then like bubble in the name or bubble in like present on the roll sheet. And whose name do they bubble in as present?
They bubble in Everett Bundt.
Okay, Everett Bundt. And you kind of described Everett as 5'2". She's springy. Anything else you want to describe about her?
Yes, she has brown hair that is in pigtails, and almost is always in pigtails. She has light green eyes, and she's wearing like a t-shirt and jeans, nothing fancy, and she's got a backpack on that she had like the straps pulled up all the way when she was running, and the zipper is half open always, and she's got white tennis shoes on.
This character already stresses me out.
Oh, and her backpack has a monogram that says EB.
Okay. So we see Everett kind of get her stuff all situated. Dante keeps lecturing, and the camera kind of zooms out, leaves the university behind, comes up and out and over, and we see this mist-laden valley, these little houses in between the businesses, see the clock tower, and as the mist kind of trails across, we see some of these buildings change. The clock tower, we see like some little sprites of people circling around the face of it. We see one of the buildings become like this cottage with a windmill out back. We see some of the cars replaced with carriages. We see a bird in flight replaced with this kind of Jabberwocky creature, but only for a moment as a mist trails on by. And then we see this little logo pop up that says, Mistconceptions, the Maple Valley Chronicles. End of episode. No, I'm kidding.
I was like,
wow,
okay.
really?
Yeah, this very quick episode. Hello, friends, and welcome to the mid-roll of Episode 1 of Season 1 of Maple Valley Chronicles. I'm your host, David White, and welcome to the mid-roll section. Hi, everybody. It's been so long. Oh my gosh, do I even still know how to do this anymore? Well, if you are a newbie to our little corner of the internet, this is the mid-roll section where I come in, do some show notes, some housekeeping stuff, talk about what's going on behind the scenes a little bit before we get you right back into the action. And this is going to be really quick, so I'll just go ahead and get all of our stuff out of the way. I gotta shake off all these cobwebs. I gotta do show notes again. Oh my gosh, how do I do this? Well, it has been a while, friends. You know, we did the first Misconceptions, then we went right into our next show, Tales to Inspire, and I loved Tales to Inspire, but it wasn't everybody's cup of tea, so it didn't do that well. I really was proud of what we did on Season 1, but unfortunately I think we lost some steam for Season 2. It's really, you know, if you're a creator, you know, it's really hard to pour a lot of yourself into something and not get much back from it. But anyways, that was the other show I'm talking about. Now I'm talking about this show, Maple Valley Chronicles. We're back, and we're returning more to. See, I'm so rusty, guys. We're returning to kind of our form factor that we started with the original Misconceptions. Group of friends at a table, hanging out, telling stories, and it's a good time, and I'm so happy to be recording again. I'm so happy to be doing a show again, and I'm so happy to have you back with us if you're returning to us, and if you've never listened to one of our shows before, welcome to the Misconceptions Podcast Network. We have no idea what we're doing, but we try to have some fun along the way. Well, just a little bit of background stuff. This is a new show. We're kind of returning to an old form factor, but we are also doing some new things behind the scenes, because I think something that happened with in the past, we went really quiet for a long time, and I think that's because I got burned out. I put a lot of effort into Misconceptions, and then into Sins of the Father, and then into Tales to Inspire, and I just got burned out. So we're trying something new with our production schedule and our behind the scenes stuff, which I don't think will really affect you as listeners, but I mean, I guess it would affect you in the fact that we have content and it's ready to go, and there won't be delays or burnout or something like that. So that's good. I'm excited about that personally. So we're doing that, and I say all that to say we've already recorded all of season 1 of Maple Valley Chronicles. Yeah, that's right. We're done with Misconceptions Maple Valley Chronicles season 1. I know what happens in the finale. You don't, unless you're a patron. We do have a Patreon, and on our Patreon, we have released all of the episodes for season 1 of Maple Valley Chronicles, along with some extra stuff, some extra goodies, some audio goodies there that you will find. And we're a very small network. We have one editor, me, and we have a little group of cast members that I love so dearly and have so much fun with. But all that to say, we don't have this exhaustive budget to run our shows and to pay our hosting fees and to pay our guests and pay our cast members for all the time they spend recording. But I want us to. I want us to be able to do all that. But in order to do all that, we got to have the monies. So if you like Misconceptions Podcast Network, if you're coming back to us from a hiatus, if you are a new listener that like what we do and want to support us, please check out our Patreon. There is a link in the show notes below, and go give whatever amount you can. It does not have to be a big amount. We do the $1, $2, $5 is great. We even have a $10 option, but I'll talk more about all of our Patreon options in a later episode. But for right now, if you like our show, if you want to start giving to us, please click that link. Help us raise our amount that we're getting every month so that we can pay our guests, that we can pay our players for all the time that they spend recording, that we can pay the editors, which is me right now. But hopefully one day we can buy another editor that could just be dedicated to editing, and that'd be super awesome because that would free up a lot of time for me. But we have a Patreon. It would really help us out. If you just gave just a little bit of money, that would be awesome. Okay, well, I think I've rambled on more than I wanted to during the show notes. Let's get you back to the action so you can keep experiencing more of this new Misconception story. Where do we want to have Nyx and Ever kind of talking after class? Do we want to transition right to the Kindled Nook? Where do y'all meet up? I like the idea that the Book Club Conspiracists were planning on getting together sometime today. So where are y'all planning on doing that? At what time are y'all planning on doing that? Where do we pick up our next scene?
When does your store close, Kari?
6 o'clock.
Do we want to meet at 6 o'clock?
We could meet a little, at that time, a little after.
When do you no longer want us over?
Probably 8.
Okay.
So we do meet at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
We need 2 hours to discuss the occult.
Okay. And then in the next scene, it's a little bit later in the day. The sun is starting to set, kind of casting an orange glow over the valley, really catching the maple leaves in its light. And we come back to the kindled nook. Is it getting close to closing, Kari, or are you like flipping the sign to closed?
I just flipped the sign to closed.
Okay, and we see Miss Ada from earlier flipping that sign to closed. But as she flips the sign to closed, I think we see 2 other people come up to the door. And it is Everett Bundt and Professor Dante Nyx. Ada, do you let them in?
Yes.
Okay. Door opens, there's a little ting, and y'all walk in after closing hours.
Hey, Ada, how are you?
I'm good, Everett, and how are you?
I'm doing great. Me and Professor Nyx were just talking about how, like, school is just crazy this time of year, especially with all the wind changes, and, like, how that's going to be a really big deal. Well, actually, he wasn't saying that much, but I got to tell him about it.
I got to hear about it.
Here's your cup of lavender tea, Everett.
Thank you.
It slows her down just a little bit.
You take a status of slowed down. roll face danger against slowed down status.
Nah, she didn't even try.
No.
I guess Dante, like, walks over to one of the little couches and sits down, puts his back down, and just starts getting comfy.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready to begin?
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Does anybody have new information to bring to the group?
Does anybody remember what information we were on? Because I knew that we were supposed to be looking up stuff, but I did get a little distracted and I was looking up some other stuff. So I don't remember which thing we're actually researching right now.
Professor Nyx sort of looks into his bag, gets out the notes that Luca gave him. It's like, well, I brought these notes. What are we supposed to be?
So
I'm sure myself.
kind of the mystery that brought you all together was that years ago, like 30, 20 years ago, a part of Maple Valley's flooded, and it is still actually flooded today. It's just this weird thing that everybody's kind of been like, the flood, oh man, I remember when that happened. And they just kind of go about their days. But you 3, being conspiracy nuts, kind of latched onto this idea. And that is, in fact, what brought y'all together, is you all came to Ada's bookstore looking for more information about this book, or more information about this event. And you all realized that there are people out there like me interested in this. And so that's kind of what y'all came together about. Now, if you're still investigating that event or not is kind of up to y'all, but that was the event that brought you together. So I'll make this fun for y'all. If you want to throw out like a wacky conspiracy theory that y'all have, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. It'll be up to me to decide. But yeah, maybe that is like what your current focus is on.
How long ago was this flood?
Like 30 years.
30 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So I put the notes on the table for everybody else to see. And Professor Nyx says, I had my TA go on and do some research on the company that was doing business in that area before the flood happened. There's not much that is known from the company. They were able to gather some information regarding the company and what might have happened.
What was the name of the company?
I'll say it was a water filtration plant. It was
No.
It was an anti-water.
It was a water treatment plant.
23.
I don't know.
I'll make it a little easier. What was the business like? What was it in the business of?
Filtering water. Not kidding.
Drinking water, we just said.
What if it was like some sort of water park or something?
Yes. So Professor Nyx brings out the notes, says that the company was doing some nuclear work underground. That sort of has been. I mean, he doesn't say this. I guess that's sort of what we're investigating. I'm presenting. Nuclear thing happening underground that sort of went wrong, and they just flooded the area to not get people to go near. Maybe hide everything that was going on under. It was sort of like a secret facility.
Okay.
Does that sound okay?
I dig it. Yeah.
Okay. So, company's name is
Nuclear Journeys. Nuclear Stars. Nuclear and Company.
The Echo Depths, Intrepid Ventures, Apex Empire.
Are you looking it up? Okay.
Yes, of
all
course
right.
I am.
I was like, you
Yep.
just can't come up with those off the top of your head.
I know I never do.
I liked the Echo Depths. Is that what you
yeah.
said?
I like that too.
Okay, so the name of this company is Echo Depths,
Yes.
supposedly nuclear reactor company.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Professor Nyx lays these documents out, kind of a supposed business history of this Echo Depths company. Yeah, but he lays that out.
I vaguely remember this company.
I was not alive.
At this point, Ada jumps up and like goes to a different part of the bookstore, which is not uncommon for her during this like book club, because it's just what she does. And so she hops up, she runs over, she comes back, she's like, they're mentioned in this book, and it is a book about the history of the town or whatever.
Okay, so it's like an Annals of Maple Valley.
Right.
Okay.
So I open it up and I like flip to where it is, and I read the name of the owner, which is Daryl.
Just Daryl. No last name.
I couldn't think of a last name. Damn it.
Daryl Parker.
Okay,
Sure,
it's
Daryl
Daryl Parker. And I remember that around the time of the flood, Daryl Parker went missing.
Is that in the book too?
No, I remember that.
I knew the words you said. I just meant like, is the missing report in the book?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Great thing to look into. I will let my TA know.
No, we don't need Luca in everything. And Ever pulls out her phone and starts Googling frantically. She finds nothing. She's just searching everywhere.
You're just doom scrolling Google or something?
Like, I searched Daryl Parker.
Oh, you searched Daryl Parker. Okay. Ever, do you want to roll our first roll of the new show?
I would love to.
Let's roll and investigate. All right, so what tags are you going to add to this?
I think none.
This feels really good.
Great.
I have driven to solve the curse, but it's about...
Yeah, that would be about your specific thing.
Right. The
Yeah.
only other thing that could be is a time of great need. But again, that's about like me finding items
Yeah.
in a time of great need.
Yeah. Yeah. Sounds like you're rolling with plus a 0.
Woohoo! Here we go, guys.
First roll of the game, plus a 0.
And I got a 7.
You got a 7. All right, so you get one clue, and you get to ask me one question, and I'll answer it, honestly.
Wise.
But I can also make the clues fuzzy, incomplete, or half true. Or you can do this alternate rule called reverse clues. So this reversed clues rule is instead of asking for details, the player can spend clues to introduce details into the investigation. When you spend a clue this way, you loosely describe what your investigation turned up, and the MC then adds details to tie it into the case they have prepared. So you can either ask me a question or say you found something and I find a way to turn it into the rest of the case.
Cool. I like that one. I'm going to say that Ever comes across some sort of, whether it be a newspaper clipping that was uploaded into like an archive, or it is a blog post that someone had written, or like a family member had posted like forever loved and lost, or like some sort of, that's really sad, but some sort of thing about the fact that he is no longer here, like confirming that there was something around that time.
Okay. So some sort of newspaper clipping about Daryl Parker, something like in memoriam, remembering, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we see this newspaper clipping, it's kind of like CEO Daryl Parker, among the missing, and it says like, it kind of lists all his achievements, and then down at the bottom, it says like, Daryl Parker was also involved in some sort of illicit side activities. Just some crimes, because Maple Valley didn't always used to be this idyllic, perfect community that it is now. It used to be kind of actually torn up by gang warfare. But that's all in the past. And Maple Valley is actually a pretty chill place to live. Kind of boring, actually. That's why you three are so interested in conspiracy theories. But yeah. Apparently there was some sort of illicit activity he was involved in. But yeah.
Okay, so I found something. Daryl Parker. He did seem to like go missing or something in that. So you were right. Do you have a printer?
Yes.
Okay. Is it connected to Wi-Fi?
Yes.
Okay. So Ever sends that to the printer, runs to go pick it up, and brings it back and hands each of you a copy, and then has one herself of the newspaper clipping.
Okay. Professor Nyx starts reading. Kind of want to see if I can find something.
Okay.
See if it's like maybe the business he was dealing with were with a specific group or something that maybe Professor Nyx would know about.
Oh, that Daryl Parker was working with?
Maybe like something will... Or would that be following what she did? And
you could... you know what? Yeah, sure. Go ahead, roll a investigate.
Okay. What am I gonna use? What tags? I guess I can just use Professor of the Occult.
Okay. That would help you look into kind of some occult stuff.
Okay.
Are you looking specifically to see if he was involved in some occult stuff?
Yeah, see if I can find something that I might know about in there, like a name or a group.
Sure. Go ahead and roll 2d6 plus 1 for your Professor of the Occult.
I got a 6.
Oh, you got a 6.
You said that like a dad.
Oh, bud, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
All right, dust yourself off and let's try again. Interesting. So you rolled a 6. So I'm going to make a hard move against you right now, Dante.
Let's do it.
How are you researching this? Are you just like flipping through your mind palace, or are you looking through something?
Yes, at this point, as I'm reading, I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can grab onto that maybe, like, I would have known prior.
Okay.
So off the dome.
Okay. As you're kind of thinking, searching your dome for this information, I think your eyes are just kind of trailing across, and you see that clock that told out the tone earlier in this episode. But you see that, oops, it's time for you to be at a class because, as one of your weakness tags says, you got a class to teach. A night class, as it were. And you just remember it at this moment.
Okay, Professor Nyx again just stands up, grabs his things, like, I'm sorry, I have to go. I forgot about this class. I told Luca I was going to meet them for, like, the weekly club that we do with the students. And just run off.
Okay. Nyx zooms out.
Poor guy. He's always got a class to teach.
I mean, he's just not very organized. As Ever says, as she is pulling loose pieces of paper out of her bag.
Right. He's disorganized. Ada says this with her eyes wide while she looks at Ever. Well, I think it's probably about time that we wrap this up.
Oh, man. Do you want to, sit and talk?
I sure don't, but thank you for asking.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, you have stuff to do. You're an adult. I'm going to go to my van. Okay, well, have a good night, Ada.
Have a good night, Ever.
Did you... Oh, no, you didn't... Okay. All right, I'll see you later.
Did Ever go out the door and then open the door back up? And you're like,
Yeah.
Did you say something?
Did you say something? Do you need me?
Oh, no. Okay. She closes the door and just starts walking to her van.
Okay. So we see we see Ever walking to her van. Ada, when does your thing happen?
8 o'clock sharp.
At 8 o'clock sharp. So it was always at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay. So I think the clock, as Ada, you kind of lock the door, you watch Ava, who, my gosh, I didn't think it would be this hard to have Ada and Ever. Why is it so hard? But Ever is skipping across to her van, which, please describe your van to us. What does it look like?
My van is gray, has many dents in it, and it is one that is open in the back. I go into it from the back door and have it parked in various places at different times. And when I open the back door, it has lots of pastel colored blankets and pillows. And that is where I very happily live.
Okay.
I love it. And I've got little fairy lights strewn up throughout the van. And then I have a little lap desk that I've got kind of put up that has my laptop on it. And yeah, I've got a little bin with snacks and stuff like that and candy. But
Okay, so we see you hopping across the street to your van. But Ada, you lock the door, turn away from Ever, and you see that clock nearing 8 o'clock. The second hand is ticking up toward it. What do?
I turned down all the lights. You would think that they were as dim as they could go, but there's another level. And so she turns all the lights down. There's still light in there, but it's very dark. And you see her just take a deep breath. And she goes to sit back behind the till again. And she kind of turns the bell toward her.
Okay. And then we leave that scene and go to Ever in your van. What's up, Ever? What are you doing?
What's up, Ever?
As soon as Ever gets into her van, she slings her backpack in, hops in, closes the doors behind her, sets up her little lock and alarm system, and then sits at her computer. Okay, Everett, focus. And starts pulling up just all of these tabs upon tabs upon tabs of Google Sheets. Where she has different theories going, and you see the words mom and different diseases. You see a list of all of the women in her family tree that she remembers, like the past 5 or 6. Not that she physically remembers, but like that have been told to her. And there's deceased next to each of them. And then she gets a call on her phone from Dad, and she answers it. Oh, I'm sorry, I'll be right there for dinner. And hangs up, jumps into the driver's seat.
And I like the idea of like Everett jumps into the driver's seat, goes to grab her keys, and is like, oh no. And she starts patting herself down. And then like she starts digging around in the blankets, and like you find the keys, and it's like, oh, there it is. And then you like pull it in, turn it on, and then zoom off into the night. And then Nyx, do we pick up after the book club, on your way to the book club? What is Professor Nyx doing?
I say on the way there. I'm still on the way there. Took the train, or subway or whatever.
Hell yeah, public transit.
Yes.
We got it.
So as I'm on the train reading some notes, start to feel uneasy. Like something in my body starts tingling. And I look in my pockets, search, and take out this like weird contraption, open it up, and there's some vials in it. There's 2 to be exact. I take one out, close it, put it away, the contraption at the vial, and look around to see if anyone's looking, open it up, drink it, and that sort of calms me down. Immediately pick up my phone as arriving at the university and walking over, call someone.
Okay.
And they pick up, and I say, hey, I'm running low. I'm gonna need you to be a little faster. Hang up and enter the club.
Cool. And you walk into the doors, and then the camera once again kind of filters across the night sky, and we see this apartment building. Normal facade, cars lazily drifting past. We see the public transit kind of rattle by in the background. Just a quiet scene. And then all of a sudden, the window of one of the upper floor rooms bursts, and we just see gushes and gushes and waterfalls of water spilling out of this 3rd floor room. And that is where we'll end this episode. End of episode.
Woohoo!
Yeah!
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Mistconceptions Maple Valley Chronicles. Our next episode will be available right now. You can keep listening to this episode and then listen to episode 2 right now. Are you on Blue Sky? Well, so are we. You can find us on Blue Sky at misconceptionspod.bsky.social. We also have an email. If you would like to contact us that way, you can email us at misconceptionspod@gmail.com. This show is fully supported by the generous monthly donations of our patrons on Patreon. If you would like to join that elite group of supporters and gain access to exclusive content, please consider joining our Patreon. The Misconceptions theme song and mid-roll song were both composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find out more about his music on www.aaronwharton.com. All other music used in this episode was composed by Christopher Thomas Richardson. You can find out more about his music at www.instagram.com/Christopher Thomas Richardson. Ada Belle was played by Kari White. Professor Dante Nyx was played by Gian Ortiz. Everett Bundt was played by Tessa Wolford. And I'm David White, your master of ceremonies. The role-playing game system used in this production was City of Mist, an RPG published by Son of Oak and created by Amit Moshe. And that's it for this week's episode of Misconceptions. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to keep it nerdy, y'all.